Yo, good morning everybody, it's Skegman Spen here, coming to burgle you. I'm joking. I've made that joke like 3 or 4 times now, so it's probably actually not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just going to get cat food. That's actually what I'm doing. But, okay. Yeah, so I think that might have been just someone papping because they fancied a morning pap, who knows. But anyway, so I've just done something pretty cool. I have just bought a new iPhone. So after all this storage stuff, I've been going back and forth, and basically the way that apps like TikTok are tied up, they use so much data all the time, even when you remove it. Anyway, long story short, my phone has like 60 gig and I've just got one that's going to be a terabyte, and it's going to be the complete phone that I use for content, YouTube, TikTok, everything. And I wanted to use this moment, actually, I know it's like 7:30 in the morning, but to kind of like reinforce the point someone recently asked, because someone was saying about like, it'd be really nice to know how your taxes work for your business. And it's something I want to go into in a lot more depth, but hopefully with little incremental points I can help give a bit of insight. So buying something like a phone, it's quite expensive. You know, it costs a few £100. It's a high spec iPhone with 1,000 gig, but essentially that phone is an expense, and that's offset against tax. So with most of the things I do to spend, if I'm being honest with you, most of the things I spend money on, I look at how that justifies the benefit for my business, because realistically, guys, I pretty much just spend money on benefiting what it is that I do, which is business, because that's what I do all day. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this, because it's going to be a phone purely for content. So this one's just going to be my personal, and then that's just going to be content. So yeah, but no, we've got a delivery day today, massive delivery, and a few other little bits and bobs. So we'll just see how the day goes, man. But I'll catch you lot in a bit. Okay, so that's little man just walked to the shop, Co-op. It's currently having a power circuit or something. So everyone's had to evacuate the shop, which is not obviously the good intention to start the day, but you know, we move. Mate, you know how much of a long message that is? I'm actually on a quest to get cash out for some reason today. We've got sirens here, and we've had the flipping clothes shop down there. What is going on this morning? Right now, it's just a little bit of waiting for the stock to come. So I've been told that it will be here for 9, but I'm just sort of doing that meerkat thing where I'm coming out and going, are you here yet? It's a lot. I think it's somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 kilos. And hopefully I'm going to be able to show you the inside of like where it's coming, as in like just show you the big truck of it all, and then when it comes off, maybe a few little shots, giving you a real example of like exactly what's inside. Because I know a lot of people when they see stock or when they see this sort of thing, they'll always go, oh my god, that's so much stock, where do you get it from? And I understand that curiosity, but you don't ask Mr. Kipling how he makes his cakes, firstly, and secondly, it's always with a pinch of salt. Now, people will look at the stuff that I sell on live streams and think, there must be bags and bags of like this Nike, this designer stuff, but you would be completely wrong. The reason why I get so much stock, and the reason in the capacity that I do, is that I take everything that pretty much nobody wants to take. That is what I get. I take what people don't want to take. And as a result, I find value in what people don't want to take. And one of my biggest principles that I'm trying to teach people is to revalue and understand the value in the unbranded, in the Y2K, in those brands like Jack and Jones Superdry, maybe some subsections of different brands that have still got good value, have still got a good space in the secondhand industry, because the minute you disregard brands is the minute that you add to this stigma that's not needed. If you say, no, I don't sell that brand because it's shit, what you're saying is, no, I don't want to help continuing to like keep items from landfill. And it's not a rant. I know that there's like bespoke people that sell vintage and stuff, and I'm not using this video to tell you that being a vintage specific seller isn't sustainable. You probably know that if you know the industry anyway, because it's not. But what I want to get to with this point is that why I buy stock now is because I want the process to be sustainable. I want to be sustainable as a means of continuing to maintain what I'm doing. For me, going out and sourcing the best vintage has an expiry date for a multitude of reasons. Again, good vibes, man. The sun's out, it's in a good setting, it's Monday morning, the aftermath of the kilo sale, we're all good. But what's today got in store though? I mean, I was thinking I need to make sure that there's some different bits. There's somewhere that I want to go that's local, and it may be today or may not be. It's just going to be like quite a cool little perspective for you guys to see. and it's something different, but it's still in like a sustainable sort of scope. So stick about, who knows what the next shot will be, but we will find out together. Sorry, excuse the laughing. My partner in crime is a piss taker. So this is the delivery that we've just had that's come through, and honestly, it's absolutely stacked. I don't think you can see truly how many items there are, but on the next shot you're going to see them all out. How much do we think we have here? About 1.5. A lot of stuff right now. Right, just joined by Margarine the Queen, as per, this might be the new name on it, but this is the stock that we've got. So this is roughly 1,000 kilos that's just been picked up, and I think this video is going to kind of surface around something that I'm starting to become a lot more aware of, and if I'm being honest, it's definitely been a very like underlying passionate thought. So all this stuff that you see right here, right guys, this is stuff that people didn't want. Now what I mean by what people didn't want is that when we say we save items from landfill, we repurpose the stuff that's essentially disregarded, right? And the way that we get so much stuff is because we agree to take it all. Now, a lot of the issues that I have with vintage sellers, and I don't mean to have direct issues with vintage sellers because it is like, how do you get into certain systems, is I've done the specifically buying individual items, right? I've been a part of that process, and if I'm being honest, it doesn't have legs to stand the test of time. This is a mixture of stuff with fast fashion, with damaged stuff, with different brands like Superdry and Jack and Jones that maybe people don't want. But inside there as well is lots of good valued stuff that just needs a bit more love, a bit of washing and a bit of caring. Like, I'm not even joking. Look, I know I don't need to walk up here, but I just need to make a little bit of a point. This is 1,000 kilos, and this is a small percentage of, like, you know, help that goes to the system. You think every single month, like millions of like flipping kilos, thousands of tons are sort of put in the land because 80 to 90% of, like, you know, donations ends up in the land. But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to save items. I'm trying to repurpose them and figure out how I can sell them. Like, granted, guys, we got flipping few rails down there, and I'm looking through them and I'm going, oh my God, we got loads of like Primark and Boohoo. But guess what? It's like, if you are selling secondhand, sustainably sourced fast fashion, that is where the sort of end goal really is, because that's the stuff that's being made in abundance. So I'll probably work on creating some bundles with them, figuring out live stream and distributions for them, and working in that capacity. Marge, have you found anything that's worth showing the camera at this point in your hand? Hang on.
Going in the booty bundle.
What?
Something for the booty bundle.
Okay, something in the booty bundle. But no, you know what I mean as well. Like this whole process, what we're doing, the aim of the game is to be sustainable by a practice that maintains. Sustainability isn't just saying I'm green because I recycle. Sustainability is saying I'm working in a system that I actually want to work in for 5 to 10 years time. If you are a vintage seller, are you going to be able to work in the same capacity in 5 to 10 years time? I'll be honest with you, I don't think so. And I don't think so because of a lot of different factors that I can't get into on this because it's not going to be a long enough video. But honestly, guys, let me just turn it around. And one of the kind of underlying points I always try and get to is I'm not trying to ever be the guy that was resentful about the system that he wasn't able to crack in the capacity, because I did do a lot for this industry with what I did. And I don't mean that as like I did a lot, but like we was a big player in one part of this system, and I've learned a lot through those years. And one of the biggest turning points, I know you can take advice from loads of different people, and this might not even be a point of advice, but if you're a reseller, take this advice from somebody who's done this since 2012 and has done exactly what you did, going for cherry-picked vintage, going for stuff like this. This system that I'm now a part of is probably the best system I've ever been a part of, because it's actually sustainable. I can understand exactly what I'm doing. It helps me creatively like figure out how to actually distribute this in like cohesive, efficient manners, and it's flipping cool clothing. We're still finding bangers and bangers and bangers. So, you know, it's just about challenging the narrative, guys. The narrative being challenged is to essentially say, I know that I can just buy them bespoke Stussy tees or Carhartt, or I'm looking for Nike spell-out sweats. But the sustainable person and process is going, how do I buy stuff cheap? How do I buy it in bulk and affordably? And how can I actually move it efficiently and cohesively? Anyway, my seminar starts in an hour and you can get the full load of it then. No, I'm joking. But yeah, passionate about this, and I hope it comes across in that way. But yeah, on the next shot, I might be in some charity shops because we are going through them all anyway. So yes, hopefully you've been enjoying the videos. Appreciate everybody for keep watching them. The views have been going up. I've told Marge I'm handing in my notice next week, so I'm going to be a YouTuber full-time by next week, I reckon. Handing in my notice. You what? Oh, Nike Tech, she just said, cool. Right, in a bizzle. Okay, so there's been a few missed updates, but I thought I'd just catch up with the day. I think we're around about 1:30 or 2 o'clock. Did some charity shops, did that for TikTok. Was just sort of like, essentially, just testing with some content. I think some things, if you are following on both, you're going to see different... Sorry, my phone gave me a low battery. You're going to see different things on one than the other. But I'm actually doing something a little bit different now. I've had some really interesting conversations today. It's been quite intense on the old wokeness. And I'm basically going to show you something that's a little bit different right now. So we're going to take a look in somewhere, hopefully right now. Because I've just called the guy and said, can I come in here and take some shots? And he was just like, what shots do you want? I was a bit confused, bless him. Like, I've explained who I am and like, not who I am. I've explained like what I'm trying to like do with what I do. So we're going to see, well, you guys are going to see what this is all about. So this is the games box. Now, I've been here before and I've seen the guys here before. He was a bit dubious. He was like, what's it for? Show me some footage. I was like, okay. So these are all sustainably sourced. Let's get a good thumbnail. These are all sustainably sourced puzzles, games, and things like this. He said essentially what happens is the charity shops that have unsuccessful games, they're sort of grouped together and is bought by the pallets. And honestly, I think these sort of things are not done enough in terms of when people save items from landfill and actually work in a sustainable practice. So it's so nice to see. So it's like loads of jigsaw puzzles. I believe it's lots of different board games and loads of different little bits. So hang on, let me just turn the camera on and break down a few bits. So essentially at one point in the business, we was actually taking all of this stuff. Well, not taking it all. We was buying some of them from him at a point. And around the Christmas time, I don't know if anybody remembered the brand at the time, but we did something where we was putting board games in orders that went over a certain amount. Because one thing I like to do is, especially with things like this, you think the whole aim of the game is to incentivize people to be sustainable. And the best way to incentivize people to be sustainable is to offer ways of getting free things. You know, if, like, so what I do with like what I do with like the live streams or with anything along the way, I like this idea of giving something away for free or as well as, because what that essentially incentivizes people to do is be encouraged to either come back and buy again or just be a part of the ecosystem a little bit more. So things like this are great things that are here and, you know, not shouted about a lot, maybe a bit of a random thing. People might, you know, be like, why do I want like disregarded charity shop puzzles or games? But because the process is sustainable, all of these have got all their pieces intact, and if not, you can open them and just check them, and they are super cheap. That's why we came here and was able to do giveaways. You know, got all these old school Scrabble book games, and I think honestly really cool space. So if this is kind of your interest, then yeah, it's interesting. I'll just get one more shot for YouTube while I'm here, because honestly there's loads. And you know, when people come down to reselling and things like this, you don't know what you could buy. Look, these are like 50p a piece here. You don't know how much these jigsaw puzzles could be. You could literally take one, flip it for like £5, and then you've got a ×10 return. It's just all about having to think for the process. Essentially, you've just got to like try different options. Me being here today is just because I had this thought and I had a perspective of thinking this is actually quite interesting. A lot of what we need to do needs to be more focused. Needs to be more focused towards sustainable like efforts and being more like economical with things. And I'm not trying to preach it, I'm just trying to honestly pass like awareness on things like this. Really fascinate me. I love stuff like this and it's really cool. So if you like seeing stuff like this, put comments and let me know. Like, it doesn't have to be clothing that we look at. We can find stuff like this all the time. You let me know down below. But right, it's time for me to get going actually, because I was literally just passing by just to like get this footage. So shouts to Rob for letting me do this. And yeah, right, I actually need to let my phone charge because the time is 5 to 3 and the live setup for 4:30, so in about an hour and 35. Just gone through a little bit of this content, a little bit of these items, from one of the bales up there, just for a comment. Now, the lovely ladies, Charlie and Lindsay, have prepared loads of bundles. We've got the booty and we've also got mixed on the rags and reworks. So these are all in the women's ones. Just going to try and run as many of these £1 no reserve because, to be honest with you, after the last few days of the live streams, it's not been ideal. So I'm going to have to sit there and smash it out, I think. But what was I going to say? Yeah, my phone's on low juice. I had a point I was going to make, but I've totally forgot what it was. So yeah, that's it. Essentially what I'm doing now, So this is one of the processes that you don't see, and that is something where I'm going through the stuff that, to be honest with you, whenever I do it on tilt on one t-shirt, it never gets any interest. So I just make these bundles and set sizes and do it like that. So if you look through here, these are like men's large specific sizes. They're rags and reworks in men's and women's, and then you've got the booty bundle. So we've got 3 different versions for 3 different preferences. So I'm going to go and tidy this stuff, put that up there, and hopefully make probably another 10 or so bundles before shooting back home quickly. And no, I'm indecisive. I'm not going to shoot back home. I'm going to stay here, get it done, get it gone, and then be gone ski. So yeah, on the next shot, you will see something else. I'm just having continued to organise of all these bits. I'm less than an hour to go. And who saw these jeans the other day? Did you see these ones? You know, the ones with like the Simpsons print on them? Yeah, they're really cool. I didn't know what my point was for that. But essentially, what I like doing with this is just creating all the bundles and piecing these all together. But I'm really thinking today, because of how, I guess, like the last few streams have gone, I think I might have mentioned this, like, the bundles are the bankers for us, and the way that we kind of factor the affordability is because that we buy by the weight, like most sort of like selling platforms are. If it's not by the piece, it's by the weight. Then we just make sure that the weight sits in a right line. So with the £1 no reserves, again, it all comes down to the average game. So like each bundle still has to sit under a kilo. Most importantly, one of the reasons why it has to sit under a kilo is because of how we charge shipping. So it's £3.50. And then if buy one, get one free on the shipping. So you pay £3.50 per every other one. So if you won like 4 auctions, you'd only pay £7. Like if we do 4 of these, right? So say on these, Royal Mail will charge us like £3.50 or something around there for 2 kilos. And then if it goes like 2.01 kilos, it goes to £8 straight away. So if someone's bought 3 of these, if someone's bought 2 of these and they're over 2 kilos, sorry, that was my point, then it will cost us £8 and we've only charged £3.50. So that's one of the reasons why we did buy one, get one free. It's fine if we do the individual items because they sit underneath the 2 kilos. They give us enough insurance to know that they're going to sit under it. And although that we do it like the average game, the aim of the game is to not lose money on shipping because it's already cheap enough. So yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying and hopefully, to be honest with you, see if I can just piece some more of these bits together, kind of like have a row of the items on here. Some of the items I have pulled out for the website because I am building a bit of a inventory up. I'll show you, let me just give you a little bit of an intel into the items that I've actually pulled, what I've just seen, and I'm put on the website and why. Why not? So with the website, I still want to perpetuate the sort of sustainability aspect, and obviously that's what I live for. But these are just some items that I just, hang on, let me just tidy the camera. Professional. I can't justify them going for too cheap. So this one, I've got this size large old tag Nike top that'll be going on the website. This really cool women's extra large G-Star quilted and denim complecting jacket. This old The Young Ones, shout out, well, rest in peace to Rick Mayo, but cool old sitcom that Marge always asks me to watch. This diesel leather jacket, old vintage Benetton knit, and just to name a few, Prada, it's actually a legit one as well. Yeah, and just bits like that. So the reason why I do save them and don't put them on live stream is just because they will go for too low. And I know it's still the average game by volume basis, but with items like that, it just creates a bit of suspense and hype. So people are, firstly, encouraged to go on the website, continue to shop on the site, and 3, they believe that if we keep putting stuff up like that, then we're going to just keep putting up more and more stuff like that. Excuse me. So yeah, I've got less than an hour to go and I have no idea what the percentage of my phone is. So we are going to charge the phone, and then I don't know what my hand's doing, but yeah, then the next shot is going to be the aftermath and probably the last shot, because I feel like, I'll be real, hang on guys, I'm not going to lie to you, I feel like this video could be on the borderline of one of the longest ones. What should be about 18 minutes now, but yeah, anyway, it's not about length of time on the videos all the time, it's about the quality of whatever I've put in the videos. But yeah, each day I'm just thinking of different things to include with the videos. What else was I going to say? I felt like there was something else I was going to add. I don't think it's there now. It's gone off my head. But yeah, anyway, next shot will be me rounding it up from the live and imagining. Just remember my point. What I was saying is probably what I said at the early point in the video when I said I've bought a new phone and it should be coming in a couple of days. This one has a 64 gigabyte space and this new one's got 1,000 gigabyte. The videos might go to an hour. No, I actually, believe it or not, I do have to do things other than filming. For now, manifestation is key. Anyway, I've said well too many words on this bit of the clips now. It's been a good day. It's been an active day, and it's just still going on. So 45 minutes to go for the Tilt live. If you do want the link down for there, you can get a code to actually use and save some dosh if you want, but it's not. I'm not using this video to try and sell you stuff, guys. I'm actually doing these videos so that you can just see what it's like to actually be me doing this bits and bobs and what I think about. So yeah, but it's just there if you want it, all right? You know what that is? That's the sign. Royal Mail just picked up the post. No, I didn't mean to do the Gangnam Style dance, but it's been flipping ages since we've done. Oh, 50 minutes to go live. Where am I pointing? There. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 100 auctions secured just before 7:30. So these are the items that we did tonight. Did all of these pieces and did all of these bundles. So a mixture of like set sizes, rags and reworks, and some bootlegs. These are the ones that are still to go tomorrow. I'll do them tomorrow. And also, I didn't get round to doing the stuff that had been washed. Spencer, all done. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. And thank you, because you see this video. So thank you specifically, and Charlie as well. So yeah, these ones are going to come tomorrow with the live, because these are the ones that we're actually doing with the car boot tally. But anyway, actually a successful live. Not too bad with it. I think we started 4:30. So we did just under 3 hours. Yeah, just under 3 hours. And we got the 100 done, which would be around about 35 per hour, I think. So, yeah, all good. Anyway, I'm going to do my final. Yeah, I was going to do some of these shoes, but none of these sold in the end. So, as in, I didn't run any of them just because, I don't know why. Did I run any? No, I didn't actually run any. I feel like I did, but nobody actually bid on them. I'm just having like a live thought. No. Anyway, let me turn it around and say goodbye. Real good live. I can't even lie. Compared to yesterday's one, it definitely made a difference. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to like blow smoke up my own arse or like suggest anything in any other ways, but sometimes when you're in the right mindset to actually do a live, like you mentally prepare yourself to be like, I'm doing this for a few hours. I'm going to be here to entertain and also to sell. Like for me, I wouldn't call myself a salesperson. I'd probably say that I just am somebody who wants to make people either laugh or feel engaged, because I either move around a lot. It's not like an act, but it's just like me. But do you know what I mean? Like it's just whatever I am, whatever that is, that's what I do. And it seems to work. But sometimes, you know, some things just don't connect. Whether it's the people at the time, the people not having the money, the end of the month, the weather outside or whatever. So many factors can change it. But that was good. That was like not a bad live. And yeah, it was nice to do a mixture of like items on here and also there. But tomorrow I'm going to do these. Tomorrow I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I'm not even going to be able to take you with me for this one. So it's going to be a bit of a mystery. But all I'm going to say is, relating to everything that I'm doing, I've got something quite exciting that I'm going to be able to announce soon. And I want you guys to be on board with this, because this is going to be a bit of a shift. And this is an attachment to what we do. This isn't to change anything that we do. This is an attachment to what we do. But it's going to be a bit of a shift. And it's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. I'm not trying to be a clickbait cliffhanger, but it seems like I am. But yeah, we've got some really exciting stuff coming, and I'm super excited to tell you guys mostly about it, because yeah, we're here on this journey. This is like 16 or 17, isn't it? I'm not sure. But yeah, honestly guys, for everybody who's watching, big up to you lot. For anybody who's been coming down, watching the TikToks, liking me and Marge for what we do, whatever. It's all love. I'm not going to like do a little speech every time, but just I'm noticing guys and faces and girls and anybody that's putting comments on the videos and like this, to seeing the views, and it's nice. It's hitting me in the heart. Ouch. No, I'm joking. But yeah, big love, guys. Stay safe, sustainable. Keep doing you, and I'll see you again 6:30 tomorrow for another one. See you in a bit.